It says I was live, but I didn't put myself on there yet. And I misspelled bear. Miss Tina, are you in the room? May not be anybody here tonight. This was really late notice, and I wasn't planning on doing anything, and then I just got a wild hair at my butt and decided, what the heck, why not? But the why not reason maybe because nobody else will be here. And I don't want to walk on Mikey. Mikey's going to be on at 8:45. I'm sure won't be gone by then. Hey, Diana, welcome in. Oops, forgot to shut the door. Hang on just a minute. Okay, that's done. Tina, that's three men walk into a bar and one says to the other one, "You through packing yet?" And that's when the fight started. That's funny, Tina. Very, 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 very funny. Done packing yet? Yeah, we're done. No, no, no. We just got the container yesterday. It has some things in it, however. Hey, Carol, welcome in. Car Keys joined us, folks. Diana G, Tina McNeil. Oh, that's sweet, Diana. Just remember that could be because you never had a teacher. But then again, most kids do love and regard their kindergarten and first grade teachers very highly. That's right. Everything except what you can see right here is packed, Tina. Actually, if I take my camera down, don't anybody get sick on me. But if you look around, the packing has commenced. And there's a whole nother row right over that bookcase. There's a whole row of boxes. And there's boxes over there still. And there's empty boxes to be filled. And you can see the library shelf has a few empty spots, but not everything. I got to make that look better tomorrow. And I've got some stuff over here, but there's still some of it stacked up. And she's got a lot of her sewing room packed. Well, it kind of went back. Oh, and there's the blue spot. Brenda told me I should change shirts, and then I got busy and forgot. I got busy trying to move some boxes so I can get. I had blocked myself in like the. Did you pack Teddy? No, he's right here. Diana, we're not saying it's a done deal, but it's real close to being a done deal. But the fact is, we got to move out of here regardless, so it doesn't much matter. Chuck and I have a small package we'll be sending, but we've decided to hold on to it until you've moved. Please be sure. I will. Yeah, I'll give my address. I know it now, but I'm not supposed to give it out. When it's official, I'll. Maple Bacon's joined us. Oh, Mikey, I have to tell you a story. Hey, Teddy. I want to make sure I hadn't packed you in a box anywhere. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Yeah. Oh, good boy. Let me hold you a minute. Can I hold you a minute? Come up here and say, come up here and say hi. Oh, lay down for a minute. Look up there and say hi. Say hi, Miss Carol. How's the fan club going? We need to get some more. We need to get some Teddy merch in. Super Teddy merch. It'll be a hot commodity this fall in all the cat stores. Oh, okay, Diana. We appreciate that, guys. You didn't have to do that, you know. We got already passed all the. Yeah, let me put that on there. I think she means hurdles. I don't know if that's how you spell it or not. Maybe it is. As far as the mortgage company, we're only waiting for them now to do their thing so we can close by the end of the month. Oh, wait, is it Carol's birthday? Oh, Carol, I didn't know that. I got to write that down too. Well, I think I did know you were a March baby, but Mike Wheeler in the room? Hey, Mike, welcome in. Mike's singing happy birthday, Carol. And Mikey, I'm going to be sure I'm done in time for everybody to be at your live stream, okay? You want down? Okay. Truth of the matter is, I wish he'd stay up here longer, but I can't hold him too much longer. Chuck and I are very glad to see you, and that's huge for Chuck. He's not a cat person. Well, I hope he got to see him while I was holding him. If he didn't, maybe if he'll let me pick him up again, he may be gone. It's about time for him to go upstairs. He's a big and boy now. Can't whistle. Not tonight, anyway. Don't forget to tell Michael. Well, I know I was getting ready to do that, babe. He's not Michael Bacon. He's Maple Bacon. Carol was 40. Your birthday's this month too, Mike? Well, what day? Is it? Come on. Is it Carol? If I ever turn 40, I'll let you know. Okay, Carol. Gotcha. I'll probably let that cat out of the bag, or I'd claim that too. Live stream? What live stream? I don't have one. Oh, I thought you were doing something tonight. Or is it just is it a premiere of something you've already shot? Did I not see? Well, maybe I'm on the wrong night. Maybe because I'm way behind everybody. So I apologize if I've said something that wasn't true. When was it? Okay, now somebody tell me when it was. Michael, you were going to be in, what I saw was you were going to be in Epcot for something. Oh, I can't turn that on. If I turn that on, you'll probably hear something you don't want to hear. When was that, Mikey? Or no, that was Monday. Was it? Well, Mike, I apologize. No, I had one on Monday. Okay, Monday. I missed it then. Here I was thinking I finally was up to speed on something. So I apologize. I'm at least 2 weeks behind on everything. Hey, I'm going to have something to send you too, also, Tina. It wasn't really an intentional thing, but the good folks at In fact, I guess it's my fault. Well, I don't know. It's kind of both of us, I guess. But the good folks at Death Wish, who actually send their coffee out from your neck of the woods, I think you knew that already, are sending me some, I think you might say free coffee. I will, Brenda. I will. And but the deal was I had to pass it out. So I'm going to give some out to friends, but I'm going to try to take some down, like to maybe National Guard. I don't know, maybe there, or maybe the VFW club if I can find it here in town. Yep, Mike, it is better late than never. Dean has a premiere coming up at 8:15. Oh, okay. Is that live, Tina? Well, it doesn't matter. This won't be long. I mean, I put something on there about books, and I was going to read something, and but I really didn't mean to get back into stuff too quick. Okay, Mike. Thanks for popping in. In case you missed it, go see it right after Tim's stream, Mike Wheeler at Epcot's. Oh, okay. That's what it was. That's what I was trying to get people to go see. I wish I could figure out which way to move my hand. My beard looks awful today. I apologize for that too. We got up early. We had to go. We had to unload we had a truck. We rented a truck yesterday. Went and picked up a couple of pieces of new furniture, well, new to us furniture that we're putting in. And we're getting rid of most of our old furniture, the old sofa and stuff. And I picked up a really pretty bookcase, but I'm not going to show it yet. So that might be something for a good premiere. Okay, Mikey, I had my daughter and my son-in-law came over here this morning to help us unload the stuff we got yesterday afternoon from the truck into the container. It's like a pod, it's a 20-foot cargo container kind of a deal, like a pods or if you have those up there. Anyway, it was too big and too heavy for Brenda and I to handle. I'm worthless. I mean, I tried to help yesterday and got so frustrated I just went and sat in the truck. But they said we are there's a place here called Duck Donuts. And they're sort of, I don't know, neo modern donut shop or something. I don't know really what but they make gourmet donuts. Although they could be a lot bigger. I think they charge a lot for them. The ones they sell at Disney World in that that local place down there. I can't think of the name of it right now. But anyway, it'll pop my head in a minute. They called and said, we're coming over and we're going to bring you guys 2 donuts, a donut. And I guess I asked Brenda what she wanted because she said she wanted chocolate. She wanted a donut with chocolate icing on it and sprinkled with coconut. And I think it had peanuts on it, which I'm not sure she actually asked for. Everglaze. That's it, Diana. Thank you very much. Leave it to the folks in Canada to know all about what's in Florida. I'll explain Duck Donut in a minute, best I can. But they brought me one, and they walked down here with it and opened the box, and lo and behold, Mike, I got a maple bacon caramel, just a little caramel drizzle donut. And man, was that thing delicious. I liked it. It was warm. They said apparently they make them while you're standing there. I mean, literally make them. They put them in the hot oil or whatever they use, and then they thank you, Carol. I'm trying to make that too before I have to go upstairs. Hey, buddy, don't pull my shirt. Remember? No, don't pull my shirt. What? Okay. He's just checking about that merch thing, Carol. I told him we'd talk about it. He wants to make sure I don't forget. Maple Bacon said we also had donuts on Sunday at a new donut shop. Guess whose hair that was? It wasn't mine. 6 donuts cost me $16. Well, that's about like this place, Mike. It's a gourmet donut shop, I suppose you'd call it. And but the bacon donut, the bacon maple donut or maple bacon donut, whichever how you say it, was I thought very good. That was my first time I ever wrap my tongue around one. They were delicious. Yeah, well, of course he talks to me, Tina. Don't worry about me too much until he starts talking out loud. Then we need to worry. I think I need to go out and get me some donuts tomorrow. Oh, sorry, Carol. Well, I mean, I'm not sorry. Don't I'm a bad example. But that was a very good donut. Duck Donuts popped up down here a few years ago. Let me see if I can find something about them. I'll see if I can put it up on the screen. I can't see you guys. Well, yeah, I can over here, but I can't type. I don't know if they're just here or if they're. Well, I misspelled donuts. That was good. I think they're just a local place. And why is it called Duck Donuts? Well, where did Duck Donuts get its name? Duck Donuts got its name from the charming, family-friendly northern Outer Banks town of Duck, North Carolina. One of our first shops to open there in 2007. So they're not just local then, but they call themselves Local Donuts. Let's see. Oh, that looks good. Let me see if I can. I'm not gonna do this. Let me see if I can project. Hang on a minute, guys. For some reason, I got everybody in the world talking. Sorry about that, guys. I finally found it. It was buried behind something else. Okay, I said I was going to share Duck Donuts. So, all right, be still, everybody. Don't eat your computer screens when I show you this. Chuck, stay back. Or maybe I should say, Mikey, stay back. Looky there, what they've got on their front page. Warm, delicious, made to order, customized before your very eyes. Oh, there's a green donut with bacon on it. Looks like. Maybe not. Maybe I don't know what that is. Well, let's see what else they have. Oh, they've got donut sandwiches. Let's see what the menu says about the fan favorites. God damn it. Oh, excuse me. They're making me hungry too. There's bacon in the sun. That may be what I had. Ooh, blueberry pancake, blueberry lemonade, beach ball, chocolate covered strawberry. I bet Brenda had this chocolate caramel crunch. Maybe. She has no, I bet no. Coconut Island Bliss is what she had. Oh, here's my maple bacon. Woohoo! The only thing different I see is I'm pretty sure they drizzled, or the kids thought they drizzled mine. They had drizzled it with a little bit of caramel, but I'm not sure about that. Let's read all about it. Savory and sweet tribute to everyone's favorite breakfast food is a real fan favorite. This daring donut has maple icing with pieces of bacon on top. Yes, it did. The thing I'm noticing they're not giving the price yet. Oh, a pina colada donut. Now that sounds delicious. For those of us who like things like pineapple and just about everything. Oh my goodness, Brent. Oh, that's raspberry fluff. I was about to have a heart attack. There's a peanut butter and jelly donut and a peanut butter paradise donut. I bet that's good too. S'mores. I might take that or leave it. I thought this was a peppermint donut when I first saw it. This white one right here. I was getting excited. A peppermint donut, I think, would be good too, as long as it had the. Well, like that's fine. If they put sprinkles on it, it would need to be it's like soft peppermint. You know you're on the screen, don't you? What? Okay. They can't figure out what's going on. They don't know whether to be concerned, upset, or not. Chloe, he's not too upset, but Chloe kind of is. There's a flip flop. I guess that's their ones now. They and then I'm gonna go slow, guys. I don't want to fly through this and make anybody throw up. Seasonal. Oh man, just look at those things. Now Kelly had as a seasonal donut, I believe she had a Lucky Charms donut. And while I don't see that one here, I think these are Easter Bunny. I didn't know there was Easter Bunny cereal, but maybe it's not. Let's see. Oh, man, look at that Lucky Duck assortment. I may have to go there in the morning again. Strawberry Magical Charms, strawberry icing with magical charms and magical. Maybe that's what she had. And marshmallow drizzle. Please steal my heart. Well, I don't know, Carol. I didn't see chocolate mint on it, but I may have missed it. If it was on that other page, I'll look again. See, they've got all these on here, but none of them actually. I don't see one that says mint. But if it was, where do you say that at? Well, whatever you said, if it was green mint and the right kind of donut. Ooh, there's a lemon confetti. Now that sounds really good to me. I'm guessing that's this one right here, probably. Magical Charms. That may be what Kelly had today was Magical Charms. I mean, it is almost St. Patrick's Day after all. What did Brenda say? Peach cobbler. They have a peach condor donut coming up soon. Oh, they do a peach cobbler donut. Woo! That'll be good. There's a Lucky Cinnamon Bun one too. I don't know which one that is. The flip flop, the Lucky Vanilla icing with green vanilla drizzle. Oh, it's just killing me. A Lucky Shamrock. Strawberry Magical Charms. I already said that, didn't I? That's probably what Kelly had. Chocolate icing with rainbow sprinkles. Limited time assortment featuring Magical Charms and Shamrock Green icing. It's your lucky day. Donuts include. And again, they don't show the price. I could hit the order button and see what it says, I guess. They do made to order. They have ice cream. Donut ice cream? Donut ice cream. That checks 2 boxes on my list right off the bat. Made to order donuts. Let's see what they say. Made to order. Or see, oh, they're just telling what I guess that's what they do. If you tell them one that's on their list, they still make it fresh. But you can choose all your own right there. I don't see anything that says mint, Carol. But if somebody else does, please yell out. I'm really, just a teeny bit disappointed that they don't have mint. Because for some of us, that would be a go-to thing. I'm thinking. I've already had a couple of mint, like the McFlurries at McDonald's. I like them. Sometimes they actually might have too much mint or whatever cream to mint they use. What did Michael say? Donut ice cream. Definitely put this place on my to-do list. When you come down here, Mike, when you come pull your Airstream up in the yard, we'll drive down here and we'll get us a donut. What do you think? Yeah, that's probably true, Tina. They probably couldn't call it Lucky Charms. In fact, they might not even be able to use Lucky Charms on them. Looks to me like they've got some sort of, maybe some sort of version of Cheerios type cereals, and then maybe they've got just different kind of whatever they call it, toast. I don't know if those things are toasted, but marshmallow ornamentation, let's say. I guess Brenda, did Kelly tell you they had peach cobbler coming? Well, if they've got peach cobbler, Brenda will want to go because that's one of her things. What else did they have? Anybody see anything else they want? Let's see what kind of ice cream they got. If they don't have donut ice cream, I'm going to be, oh, look at that. Scoop of ice cream in the middle of a cinnamon donut. Killing me. Salted caramel donut sundae. Cookies and cream sundae. Classic donut sundae. Confetti sundae. Oh, peanut butter crunch sundae. That'd be good. Chocolate madness. There you go, baby. Chocolate madness. Oh, they got some good sounding milkshakes too. Mike, look, Mike, they got a maple bacon milkshake. And they drizzled it. Oh, that's on the inside. Look at that. Oh, God. Twist on your fan favorite maple bacon donut. This hand dipped milkshake boasts all the flavors you would expect: vanilla icing, maple, and bacon. They would have to make a big straw and make sure the bacon was just right so it would come up through the straw. I bet they just put, I don't know if they just put the bacon on top, but I don't see any. So it is mixed in the ice cream. Whew, they might have won me right there. Wait a minute, what does she need in her life? Donut ice cream. Definitely put this place on me. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a magical charm. There's one for St. Patty's Day right there. I would get one of those just to because I like mint and because it doesn't say mint though. I'll have to ask them about that if I get over there. A little dab of mint, a little dab of cream to mint in there would be just fine. Wouldn't it, Teddy? Not that I ever let you let cream to mint or anything. I wouldn't do that, would I? Don't tell anybody. Let's see about these sandwiches since they look like a donut. Oh, look at that! Well, don't they sell they sell a hamburger at that place Diana said a while ago that I already can't remember. Oh, I'm not going to scroll back. You know what I'm talking about at Disney World. They sell a burger on a donut, don't they? Oh, Diana, that Tim, you shouldn't eat stuff like that. Just pass it over to me and I'll try it for you. Okay, Mike, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that like one dog does to another. Oh my God, I seriously need to go in. You know what, Diana, you guys would probably be the hit of the town if you opened up a Duck Donut shop up there. And they do say something up here about franchises, I thought. No, maybe not. I thought I saw that up here. Okay, sandwiches. Let's look at the sandwiches. Maple drizzle, chopped bacon, sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich. What kind of donut? I mean, that does look like a donut, does it not? Just a plain, I guess it's just a plain cake donut. Bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich. Sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast. I bet this place is up to the interstate for breakfast, unless it's just too high. Look at that right now. I could make that my background on my screen, on my computer screen. What do you think, Mike? Kind of lost you in the sandwich. Well, come on, Mike. Come on down. Everglades. If I ate enough, maybe I can remember it. I think it would be a little bit like eating pancakes or waffles with sausage or bacon. I like pancakes and stuff. Don't eat them a lot, but when I do, I love to have that sausage or bacon with it, I guess, to kind of contrast with the sweet. You know what I mean? What else? I'm going to make sure I hadn't missed anything else. Everyday assortments. Oh, they've got some. There's a breakfast box, and there's a bacon, dozen, a signature assortment, and a party box. Everything's got, just about everything in there's got confetti on it. Tic-tac-toe. Man, oh man. Sure do wish they had the prices. Locations. Maybe if I do. Oh, they look, Mike, Diana. They do have international locations in Cairo, Egypt, Qatar, Doha, Thailand, the Siam Discovery Mall, Bangkok, Thailand. I don't see Canada on there. I think that's an opportunity. Mike, I think you ought to look into getting a franchise up there. I think you could. That'd be like a license. That might be like a license to steal. That's what they used to say about down here about people that if you got a liquor license from the state, that was a license to steal. Because you were going to make money hand over fist. Well, I guess that's the only thing I hadn't looked at. They cater. Meet Ollie. Quiet gives back. These actually might be good folk. I guess the duck is Ollie. Duck Ambassador. And he likes a freshly made vanilla cake donut with chocolate icing and rainbow sprinkles. Let's see, what was this other thing I saw? Let's see what they give back. Quiet gives back, giving back one donut at a time. We consider our company to be a fan. Can you guys, I won't read this out loud unless you guys want to know what it says. To encourage each shop to invest in the organization's foundations and people in their own community. The Quack Gives Back program promotes partnering with community groups to raise awareness and funds for their causes, where the designated organization is looking for donations or fundraising opportunity, Quack Gives Back is a vehicle to accomplish that. And they are proud to be a part of every community, except Canada, apparently. They've got a Gabe's Chemo Duck program. That's good. Helps education, comfort, and hope through stuffed ducks, medical play, and therapeutic tools. Ah, so this duck here is, I think I can get away with watching that video. Let's do it. Duck on the elevator. That's a good thing right there. I like that. Now that is worthwhile. Were you guys able to hear that? Well, if you weren't, it's a good program. You ought to look them up. That's a good deal. I like that. I appreciate businesses that give back to those kinds of charities on a local basis. That kind of helps make sure they get to what they want it to go to. Oh, they're duck trucks. Maybe you could open up a duck truck up there, Mike, and you can just drive it around the city on different days. Yeah, you. Oh, yeah. Oh, Brenda, that might be what we need to do. Maybe we need to open one up where we're going. Greenville, South Carolina truck, San Antonio, DMV food truck, Northern Virginia, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, San Antonio, and Greenville, South Carolina. Yeah, I don't see one in Rogersville, Tennessee, Brenda. Okay, you guys couldn't hear it. Yeah, well, I mean, they were just talking about all that. The duck has a port. I can't remember what they call that portal, but it's where they give medications and stuff too. And the duck has one. It's just like it would be on their body, and they can use that to sort of demonstrate how they get their shots and their medicine is put in and that sort of stuff. I guess like when they're going through chemo and such. But um, so the duck has similar issues and problems or cancer situations like they're going through, which is a great idea. I mean, that's cool. I like that. Wish. Oh, they support Make-A-Wish. They might even give to the other one since they're linked in some way, aren't they? We can let Tim and Mike make a run to the Duck Donuts for the breakfast sandwich donut. Absolutely. Mike, you and I can handle it, can't we? Wait a minute. Do we have to bring them back or just for me and Mike to get and eat on it for me and Mike to eat? Or are we supposed to bring them back to you? They got jobs. Join the flock. Or do they have locations? Up. I spoke too soon, Mike. Looks like there's one in Edmonton. Duck Donuts, Edmonton. So you might not be the first in Canada. Let's see what their website looks like. Want a donut, eh? I got your maple bacon and your maple bacon chocolate, your maple bacon sprinkles, your maple bacon ice cream. We got everything. There you go. You can drive out to Edmonton and get you a duck donut. Looks like they got the same stuff up there right down here. All right, how do I move this without? Oh, there's one. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong state. Hey, there's one in Salt Lake City. We go out, Mark, and go see Mark. There's one there too. Well, not where Mark lives, but not too far away. I mean, what's out there? A couple of hours is nothing. Oh, what's you got that? Or what is Diana up to? Oh, duck truck. Now you got me thinking. We can let for sure. I guarantee they'll have breakfast for themselves by the time we get back. That's true, Mike. Good point. I'm glad you pointed that out. That's very true. We better go. The boys won't come back. Well, there you go. You know us too well. You're probably right. Maybe we should go make the run. Yeah, I think, yeah. Well, I mean, either way, you guys have come closer to getting one. Brought Mike and bringing us one, and you probably would get them from us. If we didn't eat them all while we were down there, we'd probably have them on the way back to the house. We'd have to tell you what we'd have to do, Mike. We'd have to buy whatever the girls wanted, put them in the back of the car, lock them up in the trunk or in the way back on the SUV, so we couldn't reach them, and keep some up front for the drive home. How about that? That sounds like a deal. I didn't realize they were this scattered. I mean, they're not. Oh, there's two. What's this say? Knoxville, Asheville, and Bristol. Well, those three aren't too far. Rogersville's almost in the middle between Knoxville and Bristol, so that'd be quicker to get to Knoxville, though. Pretty much guarantee that. All right, where's the button out for which I look? I can't believe I've got Duck Donuts in Qatar or Qatar. You know, who says it? Wow, so there's your introduction to Duck Donuts, everybody. And I'll remove that now and stop killing everybody's appetites or making them feel like they need to go to Duck Donuts tonight and have a donut. Is Carol coming back down too? Carol, come down. You don't have to get a bacon donut. You know, you can have the fruity vegetable kind of donuts. You're vegetarian, right? Not vegan, because I don't know if they sell vegan donuts or not. Time. Oh, what time was Dean coming on? Is he coming on at 8:15, Tina? If he is, I'm late. We're already running late. There are those unicorn and diamond and dinosaur suits. Carol, Carol, what did you say Dean was starting? I'd scroll back up, but I might. Oh, there it is. Wait a minute. When is that coming on, Carol? %. We could wear. Oh, 100%. You absolutely. And I would take pictures of it all day long. I have an even better idea. Mike and I could drive the car, and you guys could set out back in a trailer, and we'd just drive you down there in your unicorn and dinosaur suits. So if you had a unicorn and a dinosaur, what other mystical character could we bring? Loch Ness monster, but that might count as a dinosaur. What did I see today? What was on the side of our U-Haul truck, Brenda? It was something out of Lake Champlain. Tina, what do they call the monster out of Lake Champlain? Sorry about that, Tina. That wasn't my original intention, but after I got started, I knew that was going to happen. 8:15. It's a premiere, so it's okay. So he's not live then. Godzilla. Okay, you can be Godzilla. So that covers most of that then. Mike, you and I can just dress up as Tim and Mike. We can put a hat on and be somebody else, I guess. Oh no, Mike's gonna be T-Rex. Looks like I'm gonna be driving, everybody else is gonna be riding on the float out back. Right, Ted-O. I wish they could see you. You are a silly boy. Tato Scoot, maybe. I can't remember its name. It had a bit, well, it probably had it on there, but I was looking at the side of the U-Haul we had today, and there was this big old monster, and I said, oh, look, that looks like Loch Ness monster. But then I read it and realized, no, that's the Lake Champlain critter. So if that's what they call it, I've actually seen a show about it. Mike, I'm surprised you're not. In fact, Mike, I'm surprised you're not dressing up as Bigfoot. I could be Bigfoot and drive the car like that. No, it's Champ, Tina. They call him Champ. Well, I could have shown you that too, couldn't I? Because I got it pulled up. I guess he's pretty famous too. At least if you're in the right circles. Uh-oh. I lost everybody. Here it is. Champ sightings in Bulwaga, Bay Area. Bulwaga. Down here, we'd probably say Bulwaga. I don't know which way it sounds work. Champ, the Lake Champlain monster. The mysterious history of Champ. Now that's supposed to be Champ right there, but that sure looks like a picture of the Loch Ness monster. Mystery, legend, or myth. I wonder how many tourists it brings up there every year. Oh, I think that's a plesiosaur. Eagle children crossing the lake by ferry often look for the monster, hoping for a sighting. Few people even manage to snap photos of what they claim to be Champ, much like this mythical relative at that's the one out of Loch Ness anyway. And that's what they call it, mythical, yes, because they've never had that good a view of Loch Ness either. I'm such a skeptic, Mike. I'm sorry. It's a safe haven for monsters. Yeah, one of the reasons they've always claimed that nobody ever sees the Loch Ness monsters is because the lake is so deep, or loch. I wonder how deep Champlain's supposed to be. It might be a really deep lake too. I can't remember. Oh, when a Lake Champlain getaway. I'd like to come up there. I really would. I'd like to go up there and explore some of that history. There's a lot of history around the Great Lakes. Adirondack History Museum, ECHS. Is that a high school? Fort Ticonderoga and Crown Point. Now, there's a lot of history. A lot of the history I've read about came out of there, or is about that area. Good point. Mike is drinking. You'll be the designated dinosaur. Bulwaga, like Pollywog. Oh, Bulwaga, like Pollywog. Okay. Yes, lots of military history. Ironville and USS Monitor? You can tell that was written by somebody from the north. They said Merrimack, and yet the southern folks still call it the Virginia, I think. But I grew up knowing it as the Merrimack too. That's what the history books say. Oh, I'd like to see this too. Ironville. There's a museum down there. It's got a lot of TVA stuff. It's not a TVA museum. It's the how it affected all the local people and all the stuff that came in to do it. I mean, it has a lot of TVA information, but it's wow. Anyway, I know nobody signed on tonight to be seeing all this stuff. So, and I've already missed Mike's premiere time. Dean's. I'll have to apologize to him for that because I didn't realize the times. Okay. Hey, Kay, welcome in. Oh, you're never too late. Just, you might be in time just to get just enough of us and not too much. But you did miss all the bacon. The donuts, bacon. What have I got on my mind? All the bacon. All the beautiful donut pictures. Tim, did you know that's only a few hours from me? I live in the footage. Well, I knew you did, but I didn't know how far you were from there. I mean, is Champlain considered Finger Lakes district, or is that outside of that area? I've read a lot of history from up in there, at least colonial or pre-colonial. Not near enough, mind you, but some. And most of it was about all the stuff that transpired on those lakes, Champlain and others up there, as far as back and forth in between the traders and the natives and the Canadians and the natives and the British and the Americans and whatnot. Hey, Tim, how much more stuff do you need to pack up? Oh, enough that you'd be very useful, Mike. Well, Tina, and again, back to your comment, I thought that another reason I was showing it and thought you might know who he was because I thought you lived in that general direction. I don't know how much I don't know enough about all the topography up there, so I wasn't sure how close you guys might be to in the actual Adirondacks or Mike. How much stuff? Let me ask you this, Mike. How much stuff do I need to have left to pack to justify you coming to visit? And that's how much I've got. If you wait towards the end of the month, then you can help us unpack it. Pack it, unpack it. You know what I mean? Either end is going to help. Oh, that's right. Happy Pi Day, everybody. Today is Pi 3.141 or 3.14, whatever. Kelly reminded me of that today. Brenda said, "What do you know about Pi Day?" And I said, "Oh, 314. Okay, 3.14. I had to think about that for a minute. Nobody offered me any pie either. Well, I hope we've got help lined up, but we'll see. The guy that brought the container unit in yesterday, he said they've got people that will help pack up and move if we need them. But I'm not sure how much they charge. We've got a quote from some guys to haul off all of our furniture that we don't want, and it's a little high. Brenda about choked, and I about did too, to be honest. But I don't know. It might be reasonable considering how much they've got to where they've got to carry it out of, and then where they'll have to pay to dump it too if it goes in the landfill. There'll be a tippage charge or whatever they call that. Reasonable is not actually affordable. That's very correct. Problem is, I don't have a lot of options down here right now. I mean, I don't have a lot of other than the kids, and I do realize they've got to work too, so I can't totally depend on them to be here. Jen supplied moving boxes yesterday, so that might be her sum total until we get to. You know, Diana, we should try that. I mean, yeah, I don't know if we got to buy nothing. I don't know if that's what you really mean, but we got Marketplace, and I think you can put stuff on there for nothing, zero price. I'll have to look into that. Maybe we ought to do that, Brenda. Maybe we ought, but some of this stuff, I don't know if they want it. The couch is in good shape, except for the electronics part of the recliner. And I mean, I don't know if anybody would want it without that. And where we've sat on them, well, this one down here is almost new because it's only been in the basement where I'm at. And for a long time, we didn't use it at all. But the upstairs one's like my chair. The bottom needs to be probably resprung or rewired or something. And but it doesn't have the controller's gone. Well, yeah, I had to get my controller shorted out on me, and you can't those controllers now. That furniture we've had for quite a few years, probably since we lived here. Yeah. Sometime around that. So it's 15, 16 years old at least. And I can't find controllers for them. And if you do find them, I have seen them online, actually on eBay, but they want $100 each for them. Hell, the couch ain't worth that. Not at this point. Not after that long. Oh, that's true. That's true, Mike. It might be worth giving a try. How many people? Well, right now I know we've got Phil, and it's supposed to be Kelly and Brad and Jennifer and Brian. Get it out. So that's 5. I don't know if we can recruit some more or not. I might be able to get my brother to come down and help us. Where we're going is not terribly far from where he lives. I mean, it's not next door, but it's you know, look up Nothing or Gifting with Integrity on Facebook. I gave away lots of crap in our local group. Lots of crap. Did you tell them that when they came to get it? Come take this crap. So he might, if he can, I'll have to call him this week and see if he can come down. And one of my coworkers uses Buying Nothing a lot and loves it. So does that mean it's actually called Buying Nothing? I guess, Brenda, have you ever looked at that? If you're still here? Because that would be a lot cheaper than having these guys haul it off. I mean, if somebody actually wanted, something we've got, we'd have to take some pictures. Do they ever give away fresh duck? I'm asking for a friend, Carol. I don't know, but I'll check. They might give away some for, what would be underdeveloped states that are far away. By underdeveloped, I mean it no longer have a Duck Donuts or maybe never had a Duck Donuts. But Nothing, called But Nothing. Okay. Let me write that down. I got to refill my pen. I'm out of ink. Let me find my other one. Ooh, I like how that one's writing. That's nice. I'm really loving writing my fountain pens again. I'm really am a man born out of time, but I can't think of the word I'm looking for. That's true, Dane. When we lived in the apartments on the campus apartments or the university apartments, you could set anything that you didn't want out by the street and it would be gone, because there were families in there that would take whatever you had. Some of them were temporary students that were over here from other countries, but they were all, this was married student housing, so there's always at least a couple involved in that. I mean, I don't think I ever saw anything set out there very long. And if you set it out there dust at dusk, it was almost like the Tooth Fairy, because when you woke up in the morning, it was all gone. I've got 2 right now. I'm wanting to get another one, but this one is a Pelican, which is made in Germany. And I'll be honest, I bought this one to replace one that Mark and his former wife gave me when I graduated from my undergraduate degree in college. And this one is I can't put in wrong. Is I don't know if this is, I'm saying this right, but Faber-Castell, and it's a fairly new model, but they're both refillable. And I like the nib on this one. That one seems like, now that I'm using that one again, it seems sharper than this one, so I don't know, but I really like them. Just trying to Renaissance man, trying to learn how to write again. Like, you don't need to sign people, just take stuff. Oh, nice. Brenda, you remember that when we lived in the apartments up there? People would just, you put something out on the street, and if it wasn't completely destroyed, it was gone. we set some stuff out. Seems like we either gave away some furniture or that we had then. We gave away something. It might have had something to do with the girls, like some of their kid furniture or something. Well, once in a while I do too, Tim. I haven't had a problem with it on paper lately, but I have gotten it on my fingers. But most of the time, that's when I'm messing around doing something I shouldn't do anyway. Bloop. What was that noise? I had something. Diana, I suppose if somebody, let me put that up there for everybody to read. I suppose if somebody's husband bought a stupid horse trailer, they could get rid of it pretty quickly and buy nothing. A good one, Carol. Oh, that's what I heard. Ding. Thank you, Diana. Did you send it to us on Facebook or on Instagram? I heard it ding. I wanted. Thank you. We'll look into that. I mean, if we could give it away, I'd love to do that instead of, well, two reasons. One, I'd rather give it away than just loot. I mean, just dump it because I hate to just throw stuff in the landfill. And two, it would be it'd save us a hell of a lot of money. And Diana says, I bet you're 100% correct, Mike. You're either going to have to hide that trailer or you're going to have to make sure you got some kind of uncuttable chain and lock on it, or a Rottweiler on each end. That might do it. Trained Rottweiler. Or some other big ferocious people eating dog. So just so I don't go off here in a second and don't completely just not say anything about what I had on my title. I know most of you know the story, or at least Disney's version of The Laughing Place. And I thought about reading it, but I'm not tonight. Maybe Saturday or something. But the very last words in that were said by Uncle Remus in the book, and possibly for real. And the whole last thing is, they were talking about the fox. The fox ended up with his head up in the hornet's nest, just like they show at Disney, or did show at Disney. And the little boy says, "Why, if he was at the laughing place, why didn't Bear Fox been laughing?" And it was because he was hurting. And Uncle Remus paused and be questioned. And what was the matter with the fox if he wasn't laughing? The little boy asked after a thoughtful moment. Uncle Remus flung his head back and cried out in a sing-song tone. He run to the east, he run to the west, and he jammed his head in a hornet's nest. And that's the dialogue that Joel Chandler Harris, who grew up on an old plantation, or what was one, wrote when he wrote Uncle Remus. And I'll be honest with you, if you haven't read Uncle Remus, I think you should. It takes a little bit of getting used to. And maybe if you're not hill folk or something, maybe it doesn't make any sense. Yes, I have this book right here. Can you see it? Or is the glare bad? I know it. Oh, there, it's okay. This is the only one I've got. There are more. This is made up of a lot of the favorite stories, but it's all about the same. It's all about the animals, which is what a lot of Uncle Remus's stories were about. And Uncle Remus, it's believed that Uncle Remus was actually made up probably of two old men, gentlemen, who were former enslaved people on the plantation, probably the one where Joel Chandler Harris was growing up. Find this book anywhere? Well, let me see if I can find one for you, because Mark just got one. Well, he didn't get this one though. He got a different one. His wife surprised him the other day with the book, and we'll talk about that Saturday or something maybe. But he and I've been working on. We're finally working on a book, or working on some book ideas, and he'd been talking about Uncle Remus. So his wife found a book. It's actually thicker than this one, and has more stories in it than this one. Mine's 300, which has got me just a little bit page envious. I was worried not to buy a book though right now, so I couldn't buy it and say I've got more than you got. But we didn't get down to the taking off her belt stage. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But his is titled differently. Maybe I got a picture of it. He might have sent me a picture of the cover. But it's 108 pages. His is 803 or 4 pages. So his is a bit bigger than mine and a bit longer. So I'd like to get it too. When I was, let go my shirt. I got I know what I elbowed him. Sorry, Teddy. That's all I'm going to say about the books, because I don't want to give away any ideas that might make me and him millionaires or anything like that, you know. If you believe that, let me tell you about some Florida land I've got for sale. It's mountainous country. It's right there near Orlando. Yeah, I guess I don't. Anyway, I just closed it just as I saw it, I think. That's the way it goes. Jim Croce. That's just the way I feel. It feels. I can't sing a lick tonight. There's mine. There's Woodrow Call, the horse. Okay, here's his. His is called the. Here it is. Yeah, he bought this one, or she bought him this one, Diana. If I can get this where it can be read? There. Complete Tales of Uncle Remus by Joel Chandler Harris. I'll tell you something else you can do if you're interested. You can go online and go on Facebook, and you can type up Joel Chandler Harris stories, Uncle Remus, and there are clips of the Uncle Remus, some of the Uncle Remus movie parts. And because did you see Teddy's paw? Yeah, he came up to let me know I noticed his chair and I need to stop doing that. He set his chair right beside my elbow down. Sometimes it hits his chair, and usually if it stays there very long, he reaches up to let me know I can move my elbow anytime. A lot of times I hit his ears are there, so I start moving my elbow. Tickles his ears tickle my elbow, and my elbow just disturbs his ears, as Uncle Remus might say. Yes, I'm talking about you. Everybody sees it when you reach up and grab me. Anyway, yeah, that book's on Amazon. And if you can't get that up in Canada for some reason, let me know. But you should be able to. This book may be out of print. I don't know. I've had this one for a while. I don't know what year it was published. I saw the shows about Uncle Remus and Brer Rabbit and all that on Disney, of course, as a lot of us did. But I never had seen the books. I never had the books. And I don't remember ever finding the books. And when I started back to college in 93, I spent a lot of time in the library because guess what? That's one of my favorite places to be. If I'm around one, I'm usually in it part time. And I just got to look around one day. My homework, if you will, was done, and assignments. And I just started looking around the library, and I don't know if I saw something about Uncle Remus on TV or what, but I started looking for Joel Chandler Harris because I didn't know his name. I couldn't remember the guy's name who wrote it. And I found that, and I started looking. So I found 2 or 3 books by about Uncle Remus and Joel Chandler Harris. So I read them. I don't remember if I ever checked one out. I think most of the time when I did up there, I'd have a couple hours between classes sometimes and just stay on campus. And I could sit down in the library and I could just get in a corner somewhere where nobody else was around. And I could sit there and read for a couple hours, and then I'd slip a piece of paper in the book, mark it, and I'd put it back on the shelf because nobody was checking these books out. The books I was reading, nobody else was reading. So, hey, Dean, buddy, I'm sorry. I messed up, missed your premiere time. I apologize for that. And then once I missed it, we kept talking. But we're about to shut down here, and I encourage everybody to go see it. I don't know if you did it live or how you did that, but I do apologize for that. I hadn't been on Thursday nights lately, and I jumped in here without thinking. Well, you got that right, Dean, especially if you've got something covering your eyes. We're all beautiful. Anyway, you ought to read them. I mean, Mark was talking. I was talking to Mark, and Mark says, I'm struggling. And Mark devours books. He reads more than I do. And because Joel Chandler Harris wrote this in the dialogue, he wrote this in the dialogue that he heard the stories in. So he was not mocking, I don't think, not making fun of, but trying to tell the stories in the same voice that Uncle Remus told him, that he heard them at Uncle Remus's knee. And he really spent a lot of time on the plantation with the slaves. Any free time he had, he spent with those folks and former enslaved people, because I think he ended up there in 64, or maybe even a little bit earlier. Now, he had left home at a very young age to try to earn money. He was trying to figure out a way he could help his mother earn money. She took in sewing, but they didn't make a lot of money. His dad had run off, they thought, and gone off somewhere. I don't know. I assume he didn't go fight the war because they never said that. In fact, I think he left way before that. And so Joel Chandler Harris went to work. He saw an ad in a local paper that a printer that printed the local newspaper was looking for an apprentice. And he went there, and even though he was a couple of months younger than the guy he was wanting somebody that's 14, he was 13 and 10 months or something. So he wasn't a very big kid, and he had to kind of prove his way to show that he could do the job. And so he did, but while he was there, I think he stayed with the editor of the paper, but he spent a lot of time over with the slaves and former slaves, and he learned, and even maybe even before he was that age, but he heard the stories, and he literally sat there from the old man that told them, and these are the stories that they told. And there's a lot of, Mark says, and I think he's right, there's a lot of the old Native Indian stories that are kind of woven into this, and a lot of the stories are, a lot of them are the age-old stories about morality and just, sometimes being kind to one another, but also also about the real world. I mean, Brer Fox would certainly like to eat Brer Rabbit could he catch him. The weird thing is, it's just the video. I can hear it and see it chat just fine. Oh, wait a minute. Did I miss something there? You were trying to watch Dean's, or you're trying to watch the Joel Chandler Harris thing? I tell you another cool thing to wind up a little bit on that one of those shows they talked about this. It was more about Joel Harris than it was about Uncle Remus. It was the lead up to that, and it was told about his history. And but this guy, whoever put it online, ran it with the commercials were still in it. So they were running commercials. That show first premiered sometime in the late 50s or early 60s. And they were running car commercials for Hudson, Nash, which later became all of the American Motors brands, which maybe they were then, but they were called Nash and Hudson, and there's somebody else. Funny thing about that is Phil grew up that's what his family had for cars. His dad liked those cars, Nash built cars, whatever you want to call them. And so he knows more about Nash automobiles and American Motors cars than anybody I've ever known. And so I got to show, I sent them to him to just so he could watch the commercials, because they're really funny. And they've got some other commercials for products and things that were popular back then. Milk. There's a big one about cheese and just milk in general, kind of like there is today, or was a few years ago. Anyway, one more book. And I want to talk about Uncle Remus because I want to talk about it on the Thursday night chat, because it's another one of those books that either has been pulled from all schools or a lot of schools, among many others, but it's pulled because of that, what some people might call, well, mocking or making fun of, the former slaves, or cultural appropriation. And it really wasn't that at all. I mean, a lot of the white folk in that area would have talked just pretty much like that. And you got to realize they didn't educate slaves, and former slaves had a hell of a time getting educated. Even during Reconstruction, they had it better, but it didn't last too long. So, they did the best they could with what they had. And like I said, I've talked to a lot of country folk who talk just about the same way. And then the other thing is, if you find it difficult to read, like I said, Mark was finding it difficult to get past a couple pages because it's all in dialect, or most of it is. And it's really hard to speak in that dialect until you get the rhythm of it. That's what I was telling him. I said, the more pages you read, the more it will become fluid. And maybe that's easy for somebody who grew up in this part of the country to say. I mean, these guys are all these stories. Joel Chandler Harris lived in South Georgia, or somewhere down south of Atlanta. And so it was a deeper South dialect and accents that would have been involved. Thanks, Dan. I'm going to go and check out your video. I promise. And I'll make sure I hit that thumbs up. Speaking of which, everybody hit that thumbs up button if you hadn't already done so. Like and subscribe and leave notes and messages and all that, because, well, never mind. Every time I get the thought that I need to get more algorithms out there so more people pay attention, I don't know if I really want to or not. I don't want the comments and everything to go crazy, because I'm sure I don't have everything right, just like nobody else does. What else did I see here? Oh, I was going to show you one more thing I got. I found this too. I'd stuck this away on a shelf that I couldn't see very well. It was kind of around the corner of my desk, and I had sat there and I'd forgotten about it. But it's this book, and it's called Ghost Birds. And it's all about the search for the last ivory-billed woodpeckers. And let me see if I can get it better focused. And this guy that wrote it, Jim Tanner, it was about Jim Tanner, but Jim Tanner he was from here in Knoxville. I mean, little point of whatever, and they think he was probably the last person to ever see a live ivory-billed woodpecker. And if I'm not mistaken, that was in Cuba. He had actually traced them down to Cuba, and this was back before Castro and all that. So Cuba was a popular vacation gambling destination back then, and go cigar buying. But the deep woods there's some middle section of Cuba that was at that time at least undeveloped, and there were these guys, and these guys are very particular about habitat. This book came out because in 2005, it was thought, some believe, and maybe it is, I want to believe it, there was a group of researchers that were working in some of the flooded hardwood forest bottomlands that the ivory woodpecker lived in, and they were in there working on something else, and they believe that they saw and photographed a couple of ivory bills, and but they had some pictures that certainly did look promising. And I think there's some new word out there. I think one of the biggest mistakes, they didn't tell anybody for 2 or 3 years till after they had more time, and there were some more sightings, but then after that they seemed to have faded away again. And I suspect they're still working. Maybe they haven't faded away so much as they've decided to keep it quiet, because that's a problem with something like this. If that would be one of the rarest birds in the world if it was there. And unfortunately, birders and people of that nature tend to rush to places like that trying to find them, and you create a situation that is not favorable to the endangered species. So they could be keeping it quiet if they found more. I would really like to think it's still there. It was a magnificent bird. It was I think it was the largest woodpecker in our part of the world. And if you've ever seen a pileated woodpecker, an ivory bill looks very similar. There's some coloration differences, and the wings have much more white on them. So when they fly, you see it more. And which is one of the ways they were identifying them in the videos they shot. And they're actually larger than pileated woodpeckers. And back in the turn of the century in the 1800s and times like that, locals actually hunted them and ate them. They called them wood chickens, and they were big enough to eat. I mean, they were a pretty good sized bird. So they, a lot of them got hunted, but mostly what got them was habitat losses. They cut and bulldozed and cut those bottomland hardwoods all up and down the Delta and the river, Mississippi, and places, and because that's where some of the best timber was at that time, and probably. Yes. I'm about done, okay? We'll go upstairs. All right. Why don't you go back up there? Anyway, now what's going on? Chuck and I are just talking about woodpeckers. Going to buy some soot feeders. We have cresteds. I love to watch all the 3 species we have here. You probably got Harrys and Downies, maybe. I'm not sure which one you're calling a crested, but you've got them, I'm sure. We've got the ones we see the most here are pileated woodpeckers, which are the big guys. Don't see them here at the house much, but they're in the area, and they're big. And we've had Harrys and Downies both out here on our feeders, and they look very much alike. One's just a little bit bigger than the other one. And then we have flickers and sapsuckers here, a few red-bellied woodpeckers, and there's a yellow-bellied sapsucker. Believe it or not, that's not just a joke. And Well, you know what, Kay? We didn't get any hummingbirds last year either. And I'm going to tell you something else that's worrisome. And Mark and I have been discussing this a lot in private. But in the last couple of years, the birds and his feeders have fallen off drastically. And other people in Wyoming that keep up with that stuff, that are former professionals and still keep up with that stuff, and they there's been a fair bit of concern the last couple of years, and I don't think Mark. I think Mark told me they didn't get the hummingbirds last year that they normally get, and they get a lot more than we get because they've got 7 or 8 species that come out there. Well, we've only got the ruby throats, as you do, and so that's interesting. I'm curious to see what comes this year. We only had 1 or 2 last year, is the most we ever saw, and I think we had 2, and I believe that was it that were ever here at any one time, at least. And the year before that, we had, well, we had gotten more than we'd ever gotten. I can't say for sure how many pairs, but we had activity every day out here with hummingbirds. So anyway, oh well, that may be a pileated. Then that may be what we call, or what I call, a pileated woodpecker, because we did used to call them something else. It'd be very easy to call them red-headed woodpeckers, but that's not what they're called. The woodpecker that's called red-headed has just a little bit of red on its head, and pileateds or pileateds are just completely red. You don't see blue jays, huh? Well, we do still have blue jays. We usually have several blue jays out here, skirting about, skulking about, looking for a handout or bird food they can get into. But they don't. We lived in Smyrna, we had I don't know what it was, if it was the trees or the bird food we put out, but we had lots of crows and blue jays is where I meant to say. We had crows too, and I had a piece of camouflage I put over the bathroom window, and I would stick my lens out the bathroom window, and I had a bird feeder out in the tree just out past, just 10 feet away, and I'd sit there and take pictures of whatever stopped by. It was interesting, and there was always a lot of woodpeckers, or not woodpeckers, blue jays. You see downies and flickers. You probably have. I think you still have red flickers. I don't know if you guys see the yellow ones or not. Do you know, Carol? Well, we can talk about that another day. I'm gonna sign off. We have a couple of woodpeckers in the neighborhood. They drive us kind of nuts hammering hydro poles. We were hearing, Brenda was hearing one yesterday that was really loud around here. Crest is the only thing that's red. The other, both are black and white speckled. Oh, okay. Well, I'll look that up and make sure what it is. Red dabs on the sides of their heads. We have dozens of blue jays. We are trying to trap some of the squirrels this year. They're trying to get in our garage. Well, you could have you some squirrels too, Kay. Fricasseed squirrel, squirrel dumplings, squirrel stew, soup with squirrel, squirrel under dish, maybe some kung pao squirrel. There's lots of ways to fix squirrel. It's gonna be almost like shrimp. Oh, I should write that down. That's a good idea. Burgoo. That's Kentucky. That's a Kentucky stew with squirrel. Thanks for the idea. No, you don't want no squirrel meat. Oh, you're missing out. Not bad. Okay, we run into that 2 squirrels and chipmunks in the garage. We don't have much problem with that. We get a few mice in the garage and they'll get into the bird feed. Not many raccoons, but possums. I bet you guys got plenty of raccoons, Kay. I bet they're just not in your neighborhood. But but I'm not positive of that. But raccoons have made a big comeback here. Asked if there's squirrel kebabs. Well, certainly there could be squirrel kebabs, Chuck. They might not be very big, but we could have squirrel kebabs. Roasted squirrel over a fire on a spit. You know, they look just like a little miniature steer or something on there. Mental note, do not eat Tim's at Tim's house. Oh, come on, Diana. You gotta live once in a while. You betcha I would. Well, depending on what time of year and if I've got any. I mean, you know, we don't hunt them year round, but God, I used to love squirrel hunt. That's one of my favorite things to do in the whole world. And I used to go a lot when we lived in Smyrna. I had a place I went by myself. And we had fox squirrels and gray squirrels. It was some fun. Would it be a kebab if it was on a toothpick? I don't know, but I'd probably do the kebabs would be bigger, you know, like a hind quarter. And sometimes there's a bit of back strap that you could put on there and the front shoulders. I mean, there's meat there. You just got to know how to pick it. It's just not no big chunks like on a cow or beefsteak. Okay, I said I was getting off here. Everybody go watch Dean's video. If nothing else, if you hadn't already watched it while I've been gabbing, nothing else, just because I forgot to do it and then didn't do it. And but anyway, I appreciate you guys coming in. I just thought I'd pop on. I've been here on Thursday nights. There won't be many more. I might try to come on one more time before we move. But there's going to come a day here real soon where I don't have any internet, and I don't know how long I won't have any internet. So I just have to, we'll just have to play it by ear. I'm hoping to have it hooked up fairly quickly. I mean, I'm already trying to figure out who, what, when, and where, so I know what to get. There's a neighbor near here doesn't have many cats, so squirrels are really fat. They get that way here too. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for sharing the fun of the donuts. Mike, you and I take it serious. Maybe everybody else doesn't. But I do. So when you're here, buddy, we're going to Duck Donuts. Anyway, everybody have a great night. One more time for Thursday nights, please. We missed. Well, I'll try to, Mike. I'll try to. I'll probably be able to next week. I don't know about after that. After that, it may be one thing. I got to look at the calendar, but I think we're going to be, 2 weeks from now, we hope to be moving. So, I mean, that's the day we're shooting for to sign and get the keys. So once we get the keys to the house, we're going to be putting stuff in it. Okay. Bye-bye, everybody. Again, thanks for coming in. It's always a pleasure. And things will get back to normal here before too long. Thanks, everybody. And I am going to try to live stream some when we move in, I think. We'll see what happens. All right. Bye-bye. Love you guys.